So the wet sheet pack, it's a treatment that's very effective, and it's one of my favorites because it really works. It has three different effects. You can have the cooling effect for someone that has a fever. You have the just a warm effect for someone that's very stressed or has insomnia or any problems with the nervous system. It really works. They used to use the wet sheet pack on psych patients, and this will calm you down. So it has different times. And then you can produce a fever with this treatment when you need your immune system to be improved. So if you're coming with a cold, or you're feeling sick, or you just need that your immune system needs a boost, you do this treatment and it really works. So we're gonna demonstrate. So we have little Sarah here who's gonna help us. So come, Sarah. So here is Sarah, and she's gonna lay down here. So you're gonna need, you have a patient that feels sick, you're gonna need one or two blankets, and I use wool because wool is very warm. But if the patient is allergic to wool, then you use synthetic or something, the warmest blanket that you have at home. These treatments you have to use with whatever you have at home. Everyone should be able to do these treatments. Everyone. You don't have to be a nurse or a doctor to do these treatments. So you're gonna need a sheet because this is gonna be wet, and then you need one or two pieces of plastic. I like to use plastic curtains because they're not expensive, and they're big, and they work really well. You need a basin, and then you need a small towel for cold water, because you always need to keep the head cold because the brain doesn't like the heating. And then you're gonna use towels, and I'll show you why. And then you can do a hot foot bath, or you can use something like this or a water bottle to keep the feet warm. So I'm gonna prepare the bed. So I'm gonna show you how to prepare the bed. Okay. First you need if you're doing it on your own bed, you need to protect your linen. So you're gonna do your shower curtain. So you're gonna put your plastic, and then you're gonna put your blankets, and I'm gonna do two because I want to improve her immune system. And elderly and little kids or little babies don't handle. She's a strong and healthy girl, so she's okay. But if they're less than 6 years old, you have to help them a little bit, or if they're more than 60 or 65. So I'm gonna use two blankets. Let me get the other blanket here. And this is gonna keep her really warm. So what we want to do in this case is produce a fever. Okay? So between the blanket and the wet sheet, you have a plastic. So this is the important one. Okay? Even then, some people don't use the plastic. So we're gonna put this plastic here. And I'm gonna put the head that way, so I'm gonna move a little bit this way. So this sheet is wet. It's not warm, it's not hot. This sheet is wet and very cold. So I have my wet, cold, and wet sheet, and I'm gonna spread on my bed. And it's nice if you fold it like this, so you can unfold it easier. And then she's gonna lay down on top of the wet sheet. So go ahead and lay down. Yeah. I'm gonna place a towel on top of the pillow so she won't get the pillow wet. This way. All right, go ahead. Lay down. So this is cold, okay? And it's not very pleasant, it's not nice, especially if she has a fever. So the cooling blanket, it's only 20 minutes. So if she has a fever, we're gonna use this for 20 minutes. If you're using this for a person that has insomnia or nervousness or stress, you're gonna leave the person for about 30 minutes and this person is gonna go to sleep because it's so relaxing. Some people even, they just sleep like this all night. You will wake up in about 2 hours and then you can just get up and, you know, get out of the blanket. So for fever, it would be 20 minutes. If you want to improve the immune system, you have to stay like an hour and a half or 2 hours, okay? So I want to improve her immune system. I'm going to leave her inside for 2 hours. And probably after 30 minutes, she'll be asleep. So what we need to do is wrap her whole body. She would be wearing like a swimming suit or even naked because this is supposed to touch most of her skin, okay? So try to wrap around her legs, around her arm, okay? This is gonna be, and this is easy because she's so small that I can do this around her body nicely, okay? I'm gonna put it here. So make sure it's touching most of her body, and you pay attention to the layers. You have the wet sheet, and then you have a plastic, okay? So you're gonna cover the person with the plastic, and then the blankets at the end. So you can do 1 blanket or 2 blankets, all right? If you are worried about if you're worried about her heating the blanket, then you can do a hot foot bath or just a water bottle under her feet. So I like to put my water bottle inside a pillowcase and just put it under her feet, just like this. All right? Are you comfortable? You like it? Okay. And remember, the head is supposed to stay cold all the time because we don't want the temperature to come up to her head. So I'm gonna keep a basin next to her so we can keep this, ring it really well. This is nice and cold, and we're just gonna keep it on top of her head like this. All right? And the first 5 minutes she's not gonna be happy, but by minute 20 or 30 she's gonna fall asleep. So she's gonna feel nice and warm. So her body, the way this works is like her body will heat it up. So this is why it's called a warm or a heating blanket, but it's actually cold at the beginning, but at the end it's very hot. You can feel your heart racing, and it's just like your metabolism will go up. That's why the immune system will be improved.